we're working with a client who is interested in sustainability. And we then got on to the discussion of resiliency. And I asked them, what were their goals? We're in an area here, Puget Sound area, where we're subject to earthquakes, storms, wind events. So as we started to talk about the problem, what we realized was that there's a lot of variables involved. What utility services do we lose in that event? How long do they want to stay in residence? And also, what functionality do they want during that time that they're staying in residence? With all those variables, it quickly becomes a really challenging problem to solve. I then took that discussion back to our team. What we found out was that it was a much more challenging problem to solve than just how big a generator do we need.
Resiliency design, it is a different way of thinking about design. If you're, in a room of 5 people and you say the word resiliency, you'll have 5 different ideas pop up on what resiliency means, and all 5 of them will be correct. And so that was one of the deliverables that we came out with that project, was just this framework for how do we talk about this? How do we, facilitate these conversations and help projects really get to the root of what they're asking, right? Move beyond, I want a resilient building, to say, what does resiliency mean to you? And then we can start working on how we're going to achieve that. The second deliverable of the project was a tool that allowed us to do some initial analysis and calculation efforts.
With our tool, we can bring in, here's your projected building load with a number of end uses such as lighting, heating, and then we can also bring in the planned PV system you have or your planned battery. And in this tool, we can bring it all together so the client can ask, what if my battery is only this size? And we can say, if it's only this size, this is how long you can weather an outage.
And then we can say, okay, well, the tool we've developed is telling us that at a minimum, you'll be able to operate this building for a week, perhaps in the winter time when the solar photovoltaic system production is at its lowest. But in the summertime, you might be able to operate this building for a month, maybe even a couple months, because you've got so much surplus solar power. The tools that we developed help PAE engineers be able to define what resiliency means to them so that we're designing with the same intention as their expectations. And so it's that ability to have the tools that enable the dialogue. And we've now been using those tools as a core part of early schematic design with our customers.